I'm amazed at how slowly the media reacted to Monday's announcement of new mortgage rules impacting domestic buyers, given how much attention has been paid to affordability. After all, the new mortgage rules will make it more difficult for people trying to get into the market, first-time buyers, especially in major urban centers like Vancouver. Have you noticed you've heard nothing from the grandstanding politicians who demanded the government do something, or the constant group of protesters demanding the latest entitlement, affordable housing, in places like Vancouver? Well, it's less affordable now. Where are they? I mean, along with those in the media who milk the familiar refrain of government can wave a magic wand and control the real estate market. As I stated on Monday, in the immediate aftermath of the announcement, 10 minutes after the announcement, I quoted H.L. Mencken's famous line, "Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it good and hard." Ozzie Jerk's going to join us later to discuss his big change in outlook for real estate thanks to the new rules. But right now, I'll focus on the impact on the overall economy. And I'm amazed how little attention it continues to receive. Of course, that's the norm. I mean, there's so much hollow talk from all the power groups, politicians, organized labor, big media, about jobs, economic growth, and it's utter BS. There's so many examples. The mortgage announcement is just the latest. Please note, there was not one forecast downgrade this week. There was one more, rather, forecast downgrade this week for Canada's economic growth, this time by the International Monetary Fund. OECD was a couple of weeks ago. This is the norm in Canada. I'm not just being glib, but I see no sign that our political leaders, special interest groups, even the Bank of Canada understands that globally we're in a deflationary environment despite all the evidence, starting with lower oil prices, other resource prices, the slow growth environment around the world, despite trillions being spent by government and record low interest rates. We are still in low growth because of a deflationary environment. The only sector in the country what was escaping that deflationary trap has been real estate, well, at least in major urban centers. And the new mortgage rules are deflationary. We should think about that. One of the consequences of the low growth environment and the accompanying record low interest rates is that Canada's overall debt compared to GDP is now 290%. That is worse than Italy. And as the IMF correctly points out, high debt results in lower economic growth down the road. That's another gift we're giving to our children. I hope you memorize that number. You look at the overall debt in Canada, it's now 290% of our GDP. We still don't seem to get that we need economic growth in order to create jobs, pay for health care, senior entitlements, and secure the standard of living for the younger generation. That's not a political statement. You misunderstand if you think it is. It's math and finance. Now back to what worries me about the new mortgage rules impacting domestic buyers. One, Canada's growth is already anemic. Oil and gas resources in general haven't recovered. Manufacturing hasn't recovered. The U.S. economy is slowing, and now according to the Department of Finance, the new mortgage rules are going to cause sales activity in real estate to drop by 8%. My bet is that they're underestimating the impact. I'm not trying to be overly critical, but their models didn't predict the run-up in real estate. Why should I believe that all of a sudden they're going to get it right to the downside? And given the overall state of the economy and the importance of real estate across the country, keep in mind, leading industry in 7 out of 10 provinces, we can't afford a mistake. And why do I think they're underestimating the impact? Well, if you're a regular market player, you listen to here, you understand that all moves tend to go further and farther in the direction of the trend. So if you're in a downtrend, the surprises are further down. If you're in an uptrend, surprises are further up. In this case, the new rules are being implemented in down markets in many areas across the country. People don't seem to get that Vancouver's real estate market peaked in April. I just shake my head that we don't understand that. It's in the midst of a 6-month slowdown in both sales and price. We'll look at Calgary and Edmonton. Their slowdown's been much longer. Well, the new rules dramatically alter the demand side of the supply-demand equation. Fewer people are going to be able to qualify for those low equity mortgages. That's going to be especially tough for first-time buyers. And if you do qualify, it's going to be for a lower amount. Quick example, courtesy of mortgage broker Kyle Green. Someone who makes $76,000 a year, puts 10% down, well, before the new rules, qualified for $500,000 home. Under the new rules, it's a $425,000 home. Genworth, Canada's largest private insurer, estimates that 1/3 of all buyers will no longer be eligible for mortgage insurance. There will also be major disruptions in the non-bank lending side of that industry that will play out over the next couple of years. Banks will be fine. That's who they consulted with. Can't find anyone in the mortgage industry who was consulted on this move. Only the banks, as far as I can tell. My bottom line is that we can't afford any government policy mistakes in this global deflationary environment. That's already prompted the Bank of Canada head Stephen Poloz to go, surprise, expect slow growth environment for a lot longer than originally thought. This comes at a time when demands on government, thanks to the aging population, are record highs. But here's the thing. The new rules are going to slow the economy further.